So a tolerance for error includes minimizing hazards and the adverse consequences of accidental or unintended actions. We want to arrange elements to minimize hazards and errors of the most used elements. We want to make sure our most accessible hazardous elements are eliminated, isolated, or shielded, and we wanted to discourage unconscious action in tasks that require vigilance. So in this kitchen, for example, we have the dishwasher over on the right-hand side of the sink, and the range is over on that wall to the left. Now, if the dishwasher was on the left-hand side of the sink, which would be ideal for a left-handed person using the sink and washing dishes, it would create a conflict with the oven, because if the dishwasher door was down and somebody came along and opened the oven door to check on the pie, for example, you now have hitting doors, and we want to avoid that as much as possible. So this happens a lot in tiny kitchens and baths where we do have conflicts with refrigerator doors, dishwasher doors, and oven doors. And so we want to be conscious in your designing to make sure we always have 3 feet distance around your walking space to allow for these doors to open, as well as have a little bit of extra room for the person who is pulling it down and opening and closing. We want to provide warnings of hazards and errors and provide fail-safe features. In the bathroom on the left, we have a roll-in shower. So it's a curbless shower. These are very popular with people because nobody likes stepping over, nobody likes stubbing their toes. And in this case, our client really needed some very clear visual feedback that this existed, because even though he's not stepping over and he was going in with his wheelchair, he would be going into a wet area. And if you've ever seen a bird fly into a sliding glass door on a beautiful day because it's reflecting the daylight, it has no idea. Our glass doors today, you can see here, they don't have a lot of color. It is hard to see through, or it's actually too easy to see through that you don't always see the door itself. So having this clear visual line at the bottom of this shower door alerts the person to say, oh, I either need to step over this, or if these doors are closed, there's an object there. I need to make a change before I move into this space. The bathroom on the right it's also a curbless shower, and it has a glass door. We don't have an indicator. However, this shower door can open inside to the shower as well as swinging out. And that is important because swinging into the shower means we've just gained a little more elbow room in the bathroom. And swinging out of the shower, which is required for every shower if it is a hinged door, it's going to allow for emergency personnel to come and rescue you if you have a fall in your bathroom without damaging and breaking apart your brand new remodeled space. I also want to point out these 2 bathrooms have grab bars near the entrance of the showers, and they are vertical, and the purpose for that is to be able to grab something as you step into a wet or different area. So even though both of these floors are non-slip, we've used tile in a way that the grout will also help redirect the water away from your feet. We want to make sure that as you change and transition from a dry to a wet zone, there is something safe to grab onto so everyone feels confident in moving forward into this space. And we also have controls which are accessible. You can't see them on the bathroom on the right. They're just on the other side of this wall with the towel. But everything is within reach of the user. If you're sitting on a bench, you should be able to reach that control, turn the water hotter, colder, or off if you are not able to stand up and come across the room. So we want to make sure it's accessible, and we work around each of our clients' needs. And homeowners, we want to make sure you have a way to fully use your space. For low physical effort, the design can be used efficiently, comfortably, and with minimum fatigue. We want to allow users to maintain a neutral body position, meaning upright or slightly bent, but not in a zone where it's going to hurt your back, and minimize repetitive actions. So in this bathroom, you can see there's a tower with the towels here next to the sink. That can act as a medicine cabinet. It can be towels, it can be makeup, it can be all your normal day-to-day things. So you have full access without ever bending over. We love drawers. Drawers are excellent for bringing the contents of your cabinet all the way out to you. And that way we are minimizing the bending over that you need to do. So these drawers on the right, they'll pull all the way forward. You can see top down everything that's in there versus having to bend down, lean over, and reach. So those three movements in themselves are usually what causes repetitive back injuries or reignites them. In kitchens, we can do this with trash cans. We can pull them out. You can scoop in your cuttings from your fresh vegetables, whatever your waste may be. Sweep it straight in, makes it easier for cleanup. And most affordable corner solutions in kitchens are Lazy Susans. And these two actually rotate independently of each other. So you can put your large bowls, pots, and pans in Lazy Susans very effectively. I actually find they're better for these items than they are for pantry items, because pantry items tend to be squares, boxes of cereals, rectangles, and they don't fit so well in a round shape, whereas your colander, your baking bowls, things of that nature become easy to access in corner cabinets. And let's see here, this is that same green bathroom I showed you earlier. We wanted to make sure that in his wheelchair, he could still access everything. So one of the key elements here is that the mirror is actually tilted. So if you're standing, you can see yourself, and if you're sitting, you can see yourself, and if you're as tall as a basketball player, you can adjust it. We have the medicine cabinet that's to the right of this vanity is the one in the bigger picture. And so we brought that down lower so he can still reach all the usual storage, keep his toothbrush off the countertop, but have full access to everything. We want to make sure we have different hand grip sizes. So one of the hardest things to do with e-design now is touch faucets. And you can
what?
Is to actually physically touch things that you're selecting. And faucets is the hardest thing. I can bring tile samples and cabinet doors and all kinds of other materials to a client, but I can't always bring a faucet to a client. So this is where not being able to go into showrooms right now is a little more difficult. But if you see the handle on this faucet, it's a larger handle. It actually has a nub on it, because what I do with my clients is I want you to touch it. There's a lot of styles that have like a really thick, thinner than a pencil, and sometimes really short, that you have to grab to change your temperature. So this one actually has a handle that's easier to do. Now, if she was a left-handed client, I would have mounted that handle in the front of the faucet, because that way you can reach it from here or from here versus having to reach around.